The People's Liberation Army supposedly was training pilots here in Red Deer, actually just a few kilometers south of Red Deer at the now closed CFB Penhold. These Chinese nationals are actually staying in the old barracks right here in Springbrook.
That's right, everyone. Rebel News ended up finding out that there's Chinese pilots being trained at a closed military base.
What are you guys all doing here?
Pilot training.
Like pilot training?
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
China.
China. How long have you been here?
Almost around 500 days.
Yeah. 500 days, oh my gosh.
This is absolutely insane. Why would they be training Chinese nationalists on how to fly?
Is it just for like civilian training, or are you with the...
No, for the airlines.
They say that they're being trained for the airlines. So if they're saying that it's for the commercial purposes or whatnot, they wouldn't be trained secretly at a military base or a closed military base. It would just be at regular airplane training or pilot training, just like everybody else.
I've already been around 500 days.
500 days.
And we have a group of students that going back home. They spent 32 months.
Wouldn't you figure that China would have their own commercial pilot training courses or ways to train their pilots? This sounds very suspicious to me.
Now, teaching Chinese nationals pseudo-military things like flying planes isn't like teaching Chinese nationals how to, I don't know, bake a cake.
I agree. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. If they're being trained to pilot planes, they'd be doing it at any other regular place, not a closed military base.
Training directly impacts our national security. They're learning how we fly planes. They're learning how we fly our planes specifically, and they're doing it at a closed-down Canadian Forces base.
Yeah, it's like the stupidest thing you could do is train one. That's like the stupidest thing I've heard, and you could do is train the enemy on how to learn, on how to like operate and how your planes work, as well as your maneuvers, on how like you're trained, everything. And like, I don't know, this doesn't make any sense to me on why Chinese nationalists or anybody's being trained on a closed military base for supposedly for the airlines.
Currently are hundreds of Chinese nationals here in old Canadian Forces barracks learning how to fly our planes, living at an old Canadian Forces base. If that doesn't sound strange to you, I don't know what will.
That sounds more than strange to me. Okay, you have a bunch of Chinese nationalists, hundreds that he said, so probably thousands of them, living at a old Canadian military Air Force base. They're living at the barracks. They're being trained to pilot and fly, even though supposedly we're stopped. So the Canadian government, the military is supposed to be stopped training Chinese or Chinese military or anything to do with that. So I don't understand what's going on with this. I don't understand what's going on with their own government and the military. This doesn't make any sense to me. And I wasn't even aware of this. And this just blows my mind. And people should be upset and like, totally enraged by this because the rule number one of any military or army or anything is you don't train your enemy anything or teach them anything about you or nothing. You keep that all hush hush. And that's just so stupid. So let's train the enemy Air Force on how we maneuver and fly our planes. So if we ever do go to war and we go to maneuver and fight them, they'll know exactly what we're going to do. So they know exactly how to take us out. That's just... So if hundreds of Chinese nationals are actually on a closed military base in Canada being secretly trained, well, that makes you wonder on how many more military or Chinese and other people are being trained across the country at these like military bases that have been closed or even are still open and operating. And that makes you wonder if that supposed earthquake or bomb that went off that's supposedly fake news was actually an underground bunker that was actually exploded and had a bunch of people killed. Because now that we know that there's hundreds of people, Chinese nationals at this base, what if, let's just say hypothetically, it was blown up? Then it wouldn't be so secret because it's on above ground, and hundreds, if not thousands, of Chinese nationalists would be killed. So they wouldn't be like so hush hush and wouldn't be underground. But supposedly the main thing is fake news. But I just want to say that this proves that there are bases or supposedly closed bases where people, Chinese nationalists or Chinese Communist Party members possibly, are still being trained, even though that the Canadian military said they weren't going to. they shouldn't be training him at all. So I don't know. This just blows my mind. I just thought I wanted to share this with all of you because I didn't even know about this. So let me know your thoughts and opinions about this in the comments below. Please click that like button for more. Share it with your friends and family. And click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe. God bless you all. Take care and peace out.